Today is Sunday, January 26, 2025, and I wrote this personal essay on January 19th, 2025, and it's called The Power of Focused Thoughts and Feelings, or Why Can't You Cure Yourself? For those of you who don't, and again, I'm going to be looking up and down because it is an essay and I don't have it all memorized, so it's a lot easier for me to just read it to make sure that I don't leave anything out. For those of you who don't know me, and I will also state that I have stage 4 cancer and I am on hospice, but also I believe that we live in a juxtapositional world where two seemingly opposite things can occur at the same time. Specifically, that we, or I, have the ability to create a lot of my own reality based upon my focused thoughts, feelings, intentions, and beliefs. Yet, I also believe there is some sort of higher power or self that contributes to what I experience within my reality as well. So, if I create a lot of my own reality based upon my focused thoughts and feelings, why can't I just think myself better? When it comes to creating reality, they say the most important factor is to focus on the frequency of the feelings. It is the frequency, the rate that a feeling is repeated, that creates force to whatever flow we're in, whether that's quick or slow, that will help us move forward depending upon the force of the feelings. And perhaps I've been thinking about this a lot at times because when the force of my feelings are low, I feel as if I am a race against time, like I'm put on slow-mo while the rest of the world is running around at a normal or even fast-paced speed. Yet I was listening to a YouTube episode by Brian Scott dated January 10, 2025, The Founders Becoming Conscious Creators, which comes from a channeled book by Daniel Scranton, Wisdom from Higher Dimensional Beings. There was a quote that really made me stop and think. Focus on the frequency of your feelings. No, let me say it again. Focus on the feeling of your frequency, not the time on a clock. And when your frequency matches with another, you'll never miss an appointment. Now, a lot of woo-woo people or new-agers talk about frequency. I don't think they really mean the rate at what your feelings happen, although I do think that could be part of it. I think what they really should say is focus on the tone of your feelings. Is the tone pleasant or not? Is it loud or is it soft? Is it in tune or out of tune? It is starting to be proven that people have their own electromagnetic field that can be found within their hearts as well as within their brains, and extends out about 6 feet from a person. And I would even argue, although I have no proof, I just think it makes sense, that that field would contract or expand based upon the strength of one's own thoughts and feelings. And it is these fields that attract or repel people or things or experiences near to them or far, depending upon the strength as well as the tone of the thoughts and feelings. This is actually a topic that I addressed in a mini-series that I did on YouTube back in 2021, Getting Back into Your Personal Power, Part 3 of 7. And I'll put that link below in case you want to go check that out. There are many people who also believe that we create our own realities. And so I might hear things like, well, if you just increase the power of your focus on getting better, won't you be able to heal yourself? Yet another concept that I've been thinking about is called resonant frequency. That is the rate, and I'm also going to say the tone, at which a system is moving at on a regular basis. When this tone and rate is applied to an external force, transfer can occur. For example, when a swing is being pushed, or the person on the swing uses their legs to move the swing back and forth, a rhythm is created that will cause the swing to move higher and higher until it reaches its possible fullest potential. And it is the point of this possible potential where danger can also occur. Like when sound waves press upon a glass until it breaks. I've also been thinking about radiation. According to the International Atomic Energy Agency, IAEA, we are constantly exposed to it. Energy moves from one place to another in the form of waves or particles, and most of what we are exposed to is called non-ionized. It is a lower energy transfer that's not intense and does not cause decay. Non-ionized radiation can be useful, as it causes molecules within something to vibrate and produce heat. And it is that energy transfer that allows us to live, to have that spark of life. Radiation is also a common cure for cancer. The theory being that with enough high energy transfer, the cancer cells will begin to decay. In addition, cancer patients also get a lot of scans, many which use radioactive substances that are ejected into the body to assist with the imaging. In addition, as a child, I also had many of these scans as well. But what many doctors don't tell you, or maybe we just don't focus on, is that it's called ionizing radiation, where these high energy removes the negative particle from the atom, like the cancer, but it is also this process that can start to cause the healthy atoms, molecules, or in our case, cells in our body to decay as well. I also learned that radiation has something called a half-life, the time it takes for half of the atoms or molecules or cells to decay. Now, I may have this wrong because I am not a scientist. I just like to learn about science. But doesn't that mean every time my cells renew, especially if they have like a cancer or a genetic defect, they could decay further each time? Is that one of the reasons why on a physical level I can't just heal myself? And then what about the mental, emotional, or vibrational level that my heart or my brain might send out? What if the frequency of my thoughts and feelings no longer match the outside environment in which I'm a part of? There is a lot of fear and shame and anxiety in our world. Yet, now granted, I have felt all of these. And I would have to say that I was exceedingly anxious and fearful and insecure. And it took me many years, almost 50, to get to the point where I am now, where I have found peace, positivity, and calm, and even extreme gratitude, not just for the pleasant things in life, but also I have found blessed in the brokenness. I have found miracles within the mud. I have found forgiveness over people I thought I could never forgive. So what if those extreme positive feelings are causing resonance, where the stress of the invisible waves of our environment is putting stress on my body that's exceeding its limit, causing my biology to break down? I've been thinking about the power of focus and frequency. Shouldn't I be able to use my power, my mind, and feelings to make myself better? Perhaps on a physical level, what was done to cure me is actually causing my biology to break down every time my cells renew. And there's nothing I can do about that. Perhaps I've cleared out my subconscious shed so much that there's nothing left that allows me to vibrate any kind of fear or guilt or insecurity anymore. So now this environment still has a lot of that going on, especially now. So is that conflict also causing my biology to break down? Whatever the reason why I feel that this time of decline is different than all the other ones, I do like the idea that if I focus on the joy and the trust and the love, like a young child, and those feelings of profound gratitude for all things, then I will never miss an appointment with others who are feeling the same things as well. And that there is just as much beauty in surrendering to the natural processes as there are in self-discovery and personal development when one fights for something that they believe in. And since you are watching this means that there is some part of you that is sending out a signal that wants to attract more joy, more trust, more love, more beauty, more self-discovery and personal development within your own life as well. Maybe you'll be able to place those focused feelings and thoughts into a position of more power, because now more than ever, the world needs a lot more of those thoughts and feelings and that type of power. And it needs you, whether we can heal ourselves or not. Because either way, we will discover things about ourselves just as naturally as a flower opening to the sun. There's no need to force or do anything.